Kemarin kita sudah bahas ini belum ya?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, so the material for today is this. Because the time is quite limited, just only 1 hour. Because the captain sent me duration of the time for this fasting days, 1 hour. So the session for a presentation of the progress, I think I propose next week, yeah, next Thursday next week. So I think everybody has to prepare for individual presentation of your progress is next week. So it's not now. So next week is just fully for presentation of. So I think that's the idea, yeah, my idea, because the time is quite limited, just 1 hour. What do you think?
Sure, Bapak, sure.
Yeah, okay. So today I just continue to have the presentations of the material. This material is actually to continue discussion of need analysis. This is one additional information of how to do the need analysis. Two kind of analysis we are doing, designing and developing the curriculum. First is doing need analysis, and the second is situation analysis. What is situation? That's right. Situation analysis. So why this situation analysis is important to support the need analysis? This is the reason. That is, the first is context for language programs are diverse. And in some situation, teachers are well trained, have time for lesson. In other situation also, teachers may have little time for lesson planning. The teach start from the textbook, contact for a curriculum change factor that can change or in successful implementation. Therefore, it is important to determine this factor when planning the curriculum. So sometimes the situations of every teachers that they have to face are quite different. And even the material are the same, but the situations are are different. So we need to the context of how to find out the appropriate context of developing curriculum. What is the definition then? Situation analysis of factors in the context of a plan or present curriculum project that is made in order to assess their potential impact on the project. These factors may be political, social, economic, or institutional. So situation analysis complement the information gathered during the analysis. So it is a broader area. When we discuss in a need analysis, we just focus in two areas. First is area, as suggested by Hutchinson and also Noonan. It's about target needs. So we have to be able to identify the target needs of the students, including the material, the competencies, the topics. And the second one is on the learning needs, in which students have to be identified in terms of their expectations, their hobbies, their strategies they like, situation, and also atmosphere of learning and so on. But situation analysis is beyond those two areas. So this is much more broader. Therefore, the factors can be political, social, economic. Now, what is the goal then? The goal of this situation analysis is to identify the key factors that might positively or negatively affect the implementation of a. So this is sometimes known as a SWOT analysis, because it involves an examination of a language program internally, internal strengths and weaknesses in addition to external opportunities and threats to the existence or successful operation of the language. Do you know the SWOT analysis? What does this stand for?
Strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threat.
Okay, good. Thank you. You know, so the strengths, we have to identify the strength in that the language program and also curriculum being implemented, and what are the teachers available in the school facilities, and then weaknesses, usually we call it challenges, challenges faced by the schools, the teachers, and so on. And then opportunities. Opportunities is the gap between strength and weakness, the gray area between the strength and the weaknesses. Opportunities, possibility activities or possibility teaching methods or strategies, to fulfill the weakness. And threat is usually external or internal, which really potentially disturbs the process of development and implementation. This is, we call it SWOT analysis. Yeah? So situation analysis is quite related, similar to the process. Okay. Now, what's the function of situation analysis? Situation analysis serves to help identify potential obstacles to implementing a curriculum project and factors that need to be considered when planning the parameters project. We know that good planning, good preparations, and good document of curriculum not automatically be implemented there in the class or in school. We have to be able to identify what are the potential obstacles. So this can be done by doing the situation. What are the possibility obstacles, yeah, and challenges that make difficult implementing? That is the fun. Now, what's the procedures in situation analysis? Foundation, study analysis, observation, survey, and review. Now, let's discuss the example. Example of examples of inadequate situation analysis in the curriculum. This is just to give us about how much is the importance of doing the situation. This is just example. Let's see together. A team of foreign experts under contract to an international funding body is given a contract to write a new series of English textbooks for the state school system in the area. They base them in an attractive small town in a rural setting and set out their writing. They do a series of interviews with education officials and teachers to determine students' language needs and make use of the latest thinking on language teaching. Textbooks designed to produce an oral-based language course that reflects recommended language teaching methodology of the time. Audio. Textbooks are developed and provided to secondary schools and teachers given the choice of using textbooks or their own government text. After period of initial adoption, however, very few teachers end up using the new course, and most refer to used old government provided text. Why the teachers do like this? Do you know the reason? Anyone knows? Why do the teachers? Can you help?
I think because the old book is more suitable for the teacher. I mean, it is easier for the teacher to explain the old book than the new book. I think because of
Yes,
that.
that's right. Thank you, Byron. Any other opinions? This is just to show that it needs a situation analysis if the situation is. No more comments? Is everything clear? So I think all agree with Byron. Yeah, okay, now let's continue. This is continuation of some example of in education is the curriculum planning comment. The project team members spend insufficient time familiarizing themselves with the local schools. Most of the English teachers had limited comment on. Teachers found new materials difficult to teach because they required a high level of fluency in English and an English-only methodology that was difficult when in class. I think this situation is quite similar with many classes in recent context. A more successful reception might have occurred if the introduction of new material had been gradual, so that problems were addressed as they occur. There could have been more provision for teachers. So this is new curricula is already finished, has been finished, developed. Then it is not automatically can be understood by the teachers like that. So it needs training, it needs a gradual process of understanding. So it takes a long time to make the people, to make the teacher especially understand. All right. Now, the example illustrates the kinds of factors that can have an impact on curriculum. So we'll discuss for this opportunity what are the factors that dominantly make difficult handicaps, obstacles, especially condition of the curriculum. These are the factors: societal factors, project factors, institutional factors, teacher factors, learner factors, and adoption factors. So what is societal factor? As stated by Van ELS and friends, stated that school second foreign language teaching is fact all of life in almost every country. Yet countries differ greatly in terms of the role of foreign languages in the curriculum, their status in curriculum, educational tradition, and experience in language teaching, and the expectation that members of the foreign language in social. We have so many different perspectives. Just like in a part of Indonesian society, you know that there is a particular group who reject English as part of the language that they need to be learned for a particular group of people. They do not think that English is necessary, and they do not know that the advancement of the technology and also communication all over the world are already helped. So this is just to reflect that culture reflects about diversity in their English. In examining the impact of societal factors on language teaching, the aim is to determine the impact of groups, or society at large on the. This group include policymaker in government, educational and other government official, employers, business community. So if you can focus as part of your research area of curriculum, you can select one of these factors as part of the topics your thesis, for example. Policy maker in government. Who are the policy makers? You know the policy makers in this case?
Bapak Menteri, sir, I think, sir.
Yeah, one of them is minister. Yeah. Who else?
Kepala daerah, Pak.
Okay. Yeah. Bupati and wali kota, gubernur, they have their own vision, which will be selected and elected by the people, have campaign. So they have educational vision, like in East Java. What's the educational vision of our government? And reflected in the Latinas. Okay. Now, what about the educational and other government official? That is at the level of education, schools, and business community. Business community stakeholders. The stakeholders in that ones who receive the graduates from schools, and many of the graduates they find works. Well, politicians, tertiary education specialists, education organization, parents, citizens. These are some of the society. In the case of project community, national scope, followings may be relevant. Current language teaching policies, these, how they are viewed, the underlying reason, and who support it, the impact it has different sector of society, the language teaching experience and tradition exist society, the view of second language and second language teaching, public, the views of relevant professionals, professional organization. Yeah. Next, projecting. So if you do the kind of design for your design, then uses purely qualitative, you know, identifying what factors, identifying factor, supporting curriculum, situation analysis, itu sudah deskripsi, identifikasi faktor yang bisa kurikulum, English curriculum titik 2, situation analysis. Ada yang mau pakai itu? Siapa yang tertarik kurikulum? Tesisnya? Enggak ada ya. Kalau tertarik ya ini salah satunya saja. Okay, what about the project factors? Projects are completed under different constraints: time, resources, and personal. And each of these variables can have a significance. The following project factors need to be considered this one. Ini yang bisa dikembangkan, apa yang harus dicari. Who constitutes program, project group, and how are they? Who are the management? Are the responsible? How are goals and procedures? Who reviews the program? What experience do members of it? How do members of it guard each other? What resources do develop? What is the time frame? Nah, ini proses ya, proses bagaimana project ini perlu studi juga. If you would like to have analysis on designing and developing. And the next is institutional factors. A teaching institution is a collection of teachers, crew, department functioning in unison, dependently, or sometimes with a component in a confrontation. May have a strong and positive climate to support education, one where there is an effective and positive interaction system. Di sekolah itu biasanya juga ada pihak-pihak yang setuju, kelompok guru yang setuju, ada yang nggak setuju, macam-macam. And departmentnya. So we have to identify. May consider textbook the core of the teachers must use the postcard. May have teachers that are not paid lesson preparation time and consequences, teach their classes and then depart their next. These are the consequences. Institutional factors thus relate to the following kind of question. Model kepemimpinannya bagaimana? Is the system support? Does the system process or not? What are the skills, physical resource? Kelasnya itu mana? Media and other technological resources, library resources. What is the rules of textbooks and the instructional method? What is staff moral like among English teachers? Gurunya gimana? Siapa dulu kalau ada perubahan? Dan what problems do teachers face and what is being done about? What administrative support is available within the school? And what is communication like between teachers and what kind of reputation does the institution have for successful in school? How committed is the institution in the action? So these are the considerations when we do the kajiannya ternyata sampai di situ. Bahkan kurikulum harus tahu semua aspeknya. Tidak ujug-ujug diterapkan gitu ya. What do you think about the curriculum in Indonesia? Is our curriculum has been done, has been searched before the yes? Anyone?
Pardon, sir.
Do you think that our curriculum has been done just such the following procedures, situation analysis, implementation at the school? Apakah kurikulum kita sudah melakukan ini ya? Melakukan situational analysis sebelum diimplementasi atau pokoknya disuruh menerapkan begitu? Ada yang tahu Pak informasinya?
Kalau sekedar opini, Bapak, sekedar opini, karena kurikulum yang sekarang ini lebih bebas, dalam artian lebih bebas itu setiap sekolah itu diberikan kebebasan untuk menuliskan capaian pembelajarannya masing-masing, sehingga akan lebih mudah bagi sekolah untuk melakukan institutional factors, in my opinion, Bapak. Sehingga tidak seperti dengan kurikulum sebelumnya yang sudah diterapkan atau distandarisasi dengan KIKD-nya, kalau yang sekarang itu kan per fase. Sehingga kebutuhan misalnya intake siswa, kemudian situasi dan kondisi di sekolah, itu juga bisa sangat disesuaikan. And the second one, jika kita membicarakan masalah kurikulum itself di Indonesia, akan sangat berbeda mengingat, maksudnya dengan negara-negara lain, mengingat kita sendiri kurang lebih ada 240 suku dan kebudayaan yang tersebar di Indonesia. Nah, setiap daerah dan faktor tersendiri itu juga berpengaruh terhadap institutional factors-nya. Nah, itu yang saya temui dengan, karena sempat saya ke SDN 1 Sibangkaja, Bali, Jagapati, Bali, itu ada 3 sekolah yang pernah saya kunjungi, itu ketika dibandingkan dengan maksudnya di Malang sendiri, it's quite different, gitu ya. Ternyata ya itu Pak, the factor of apa namanya yang tadi sudah Bapak jelaskan, ada societal, kemudian ada institutional factor, itu sangat berpengaruh sih Pak. Itu Pak.
Dan sudah dilakukan ya Pak Dino?
Yes Bapak.
Okay. Thank you. Any other supporting ideas? Yang lain setuju dengan Pak Dino semuanya?
Bapak,
Yes.
sebenarnya yes, mungkin our country itu sudah menjalani ini. Cuman yang jadi masalah adalah I tend to focus on the curriculum changes. Jadi kenapa kok di Indonesia pertanyaannya kan yang sering common itu sering berubah, belum selesai diterapkan, dan mungkin analisanya atau praktek dari apa yang mereka hasilkan dari analisa atau faktor-faktor yang diperlukan kemudian mereka mencoba mempraktekkan, akhirnya di tengah jalan sudah pupus. Like curriculum 2013, kemudian become independent curriculum. Ini juga sebenarnya kan 2013 itu not all schools or institution itu have applied this kind of curriculum, tetapi langsung dirubah. Nah, perubahan dari satu kurikulum lain itu saya pikir sudah mereka menjalani itu, terbukti dari beberapa kali government plan, kemudian mereka bikin suatu program satu dan program lainnya. Tetapi ketika itu terus terjadi, kita tuh jadi berpikir, is it about political influence? Seperti itu, sehingga ketika ada perubahan struktur pemerintah atau politik, kemudian mereka itu harus punya proyek yang baru, sehingga ketika no project itu dianggap bahwa tidak ada kemajuan seperti itu. Walaupun mungkin we've done it, kita sudah melakukannya, tetapi itu lebih tidak terlalu berpengaruh terhadap sebuah perubahan karena mereka arahnya ke factor of itu tadi, political issue.
Ya, Bu Rodia.
Thank you, Bapak.
Ini namanya curhat. Okay. No problem. That is the fact. Yeah. We feel because we are the practices are doing at the school. So we know the changes and we know how to change, how to follow, and we know how to and strategy goals. Okay. Now let's continue. This is institutional factors. Well, next is teacher factors. Yeah, theoretically, we also have to analyze situationally of the teacher factors. Teachers are a key factor in successful implementation of curriculum change. In any institutions, teachers may vary according following language proficiency, experience, skill and expertise, training and qualification, moral and motivation, teaching style, belief, and this perhaps can answer Burodia ideas. Perhaps we do not need to change the curriculum. What we need is to change and to upgrade the language proficiency of teachers, and perhaps to give them more experience in teaching and training them on their skill and perhaps training qualification, or perhaps motivation of the teacher should be upgraded, and so on. Mungkin ini tadi ya, Bu Rodi. Mungkin kurikulumnya udah bagus, tapi yang dibutuhkan itu ya inilah peningkatan profesi. Ya, program-program misalnya memberi kesempatan yang free gratis gitu ya. 1 juta guru. Setuju nggak Bapak? Kalau semua kuliah nggak ada yang ngajar, kelas kosong. Ya, oke, this is teacher factors. Jadi ternyata memang harus diidentifikasi sampai sedalam ini ya. Among the teacher factors that need to be considered in institution analysis, what kind of teachers currently teach the targets?
Progress.
What is their typical background, training, experience, how proficiency are, what kind of belief do teachers hold concerning key issues, what teaching load do teachers have, and what resources do they make use? So these are the possibility of analysis before we implement the teaching loads. Bapak Ibu merasa banyak loadnya nggak ini?
Iya, Bapak.
Banyak ya?
Iya, Pak Anwar, benar.
Itu berapa siswa Ibu? Satu kelas biasanya.
Kamali ini
32.
Indonesia, ya, 30 up to 40 ya. Kamali ini Indonesia.
But the rule is only 32 maximum.
Oh, maksimalnya segitu ya.
Iya, based on the rule, Bapak. But sometimes the rule is broken, Bapak.
Broken by Mas Dinas institution.
Wah, ini problem ini. Gimana mau dapat implementasi kurikulum yang berhasil kalau itu dilanggar ya, hal-hal seperti itu. Oke. Nah, Indonesia. Okay, next is what the typical teaching methods teachers use in belief. What external teachers often to change? Ini juga. What opportunities do they have for retraining through in-service or other? What benefits are the proposed new syllabus curriculum years like into? Ini Bapak Ibu, pertanyaan-pertanyaan ini butuh pendalaman dan penelitian. Kalau mau ambil silakan diambil. Pertanyaan-pertanyaan untuk curriculum, especially in situation analysis of teaching factor, because these are the most dominant problems appear come up with the process. Silakan diambil salah satu, salah dua untuk diangkat jadi penelitian. Next is learner factor. Ini masih banyak dikaji juga, sekedar untuk isu-isu umumnya. Okay, learners are the key participant in curriculum development project, and it is essential to collect as much information as possible about them before the project begins. It focuses on the learner's background, expectation, belief, learning styles. Learner may affect the outcomes unexpected. Bapak Ibu sudah pernah mendapati sebuah data di sekolah yang detail sampai belief, expectation, learning background of student, preferred learning style itu digunakan betul-betul untuk kebijakan sekolah. Pernah nggak menemui itu Bapak?
Belum pernah, Bapak.
Belum pernah.
A
Ya?
few,
Belum,
Luar
Bapak.
biasa.
a few of private
Ya.
schools,
Oh, malah private school ya. Sudah.
prestigious private school.
Oke, good. Ini penting ini ya. Sebagai database di sekolah yang itu untuk memperkuat penerapan. Okay, Noonan comments, the effectiveness of language program will be dictated as much by the attitude and expectation of learners. Ini bukti. Kalau attitude sama harapan siswanya kurang, rendah, sulit mengimplementasikan kurikulum. Because the attitude and expectation of the learners as by the expectation of the official curriculum harus sama antara attitude dan harapan murid dengan harapan penyusun kebijakan itu dengan tertuang dalam kurikulum. Learners have their own agendas in language lesson. This agenda, as much as the teacher's objective, determine what learners take from the given teaching. So the following are the relevant learner factors. Number one, the learner's experience in learning English. Ini penting. Harus punya dokumen ini. The learner's motivation to learn. Mana itu motivasi anak-anak kita? The learner's expectation, the learner's point of view of language teaching. The learner's kind of group learning, whether they are homogeneous or heterogeneous. The learner's preferences about learning. The learner's preferences about types of content. The learner's expectation to the rules of teaching. Learner's expectations about the time duration. Juga harus diidentifikasi. The learner's expectations about time duration and the learner's resource or guidance book should learners have. Apa saja kalau begitu buku harus mereka. Nah, ini pertanyaan-pertanyaan krusial yang perlu data empiris loh. Jadi butuh riset-riset banyak di kurikulum ya. Dari gurunya, dari institusinya, dari pembelajarnya itu belum banyak yang mengungkap. Ya. Adoption factors. Ini adoption factor, a language teaching approach that requires teachers to adopt new rules in the classroom, such as need analysis, resource person, language tutor might not be compatible with learners' expectation. The rule of teachers. Ya, nggak mesti harus nggak mesti sesuai gitu ya. Compatible pasti banyak yang nggak sesuai. The complexity and clarity of the curriculum change might also be crucial in its successful adoption. Susah langsung mengadopsi ya. Karena tadi itu faktanya banyak yang masih gradul-gradul. Baru mengimplementasi dan memahami ya mungkin 40% dari kurikulum sudah ada tambahan lagi, ada tambahan. Any attempt to introduce a new curriculum syllabus or a set of materials must take into account the relative case or difficulty of introducing changes. Jadi betul-betul gimana ada riset yang mengemuka untuk mendeteksi berapa compatible kurikulumnya. The curriculum changes may affect teachers' pedagogical values and their understanding of the nature of language or second language or their class practice and use of teaching. Some changes be readily accepted while others might be ada yang menolak, ada yang menerima. Gitu. Okay, these are some questions. Ini ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan pemantiknya ini. Okay. Related to curriculum innovation, the advantage of curriculum change, how compatible is the change, is the innovation very complicated and difficult to understand? Has it been used and tested out in some schools? All schools are exposed. Have the benefits of the innovation been clearly communicated to teachers? How clear is and practical is? Ini pertanyaan-pertanyaan. Ini bisa diadopsi Bapak Ibu. Pertanyaan-pertanyaan ini dipakai untuk tema Bapak Ibu dalam paper
Siap, siap Bapak, siap.
Mau menggunakan pertanyaan mana untuk yang mana gitu ya, diambil jadikan tema, silakan. So, conclusion. Curriculum is changing in line with the challenging of contemporary era. Ya, memang era itu selalu berubah. Kurikulum mengikuti perubahan. Curriculum as a set of education should be prepared by considering some factors. Includes the curriculums. The goals of the project might need to be modified to reflect the realities of the situation in which the curriculum is implemented. Jadi, goalnya harus sesuai, harus realistis lah dengan situasi di mana situation analysis serve to help identify potential obstacle to implementing a curriculum project and factors needed to be considered when planning parameters project. Ini kesimpulannya. Jadi ini tambahan dari need analysis yang kita bahas beberapa minggu yang lalu, last week holiday. Okay, I think that's all for the slides. Any question, Bapak Ibu? Pertanyaan?
Bapak, I have
Yeah.
question. So,
Yes.
how many years is ideally to change the curriculum?
Yeah, theoretically is 5 years. For the school, for the level of the school is 5. But for the level of the nations, it is 10 to 20 years. Kalau levelnya itu negara itu bisa 10 sampai 20 masih relevan ya. Tapi kalau sekolah itu logikanya 5 tahun harus. Namanya mengembangkan itu kan ada 3 level. Satu, mengembangkan dari tidak ada menjadi ada. Kedua, mengembangkan dari yang sudah ada, melengkapi, ada kelemahannya, biar lengkap. Nah, yang ketiga, mengembangkan dari yang sudah ada, meningkatkan. Meningkatkan, tidak hanya melengkapi, tapi meningkat. Itu level di dalam 10. Dalam memang seperti itu. Nah, pengembangan pada level biasanya tidak bisa drastis ya, dari nggak mungkin sekolah itu sebelumnya nggak punya kurikulum kan, nggak mungkin. Pasti levelnya di level kedua dan ketiga, melengkapi dari yang ada atau meningkatkan dari yang sudah ada itu. Jadi perubahannya itu bukan drastis, tapi perubahannya menyesuaikan dengan kebutuhan. Nah itu, that is the theoretical theoretical foundation when we do the development of curriculum. Itu Bu Radia.
Thank you, Bapak.
Ini masih ada waktu, barangkali masih ada waktu berapa menit ini? Pak Ketua.
Bapak izin bertanya. Berarti nanti di penelitian yang akan kita kerjakan nanti, berarti kita pilih salah satu nggih Bapak, antara misalnya di silabus development atau curriculum development atau material development, berarti kita pilih salah satu atau gimana Bapak?
Iya, betul Bu Halima. Salah satu aja, jangan semua, nanti nggak selesai kalau semua. Satu aja. Itu aja yang fokus begitu, tapi mendalam. Jadi prinsipnya itu kedalamannya, kan banyaknya areanya, keluasannya itu tidak begitu pentingnya.
Kriteria kedalamannya itu seperti apa Bapak? Contohnya.
Ya misalnya tadi ya, analisis tentang situation analysis of the teachers, need of the teacher, analisis situasi tentang kebutuhan guru pada pembelajaran bahasa Inggris, ya. Itu pertanyaan-pertanyaan tadi itu. Ini didalami nih. Nah, ini ya teachers ya. Ini didalami. Bagaimana mereka? Ini misalnya ini, what kind of teachers currently teach in the target school? Mereka ini sejauh ini ngajarnya bagaimana? Gitu. Bikin penelitian, bikin observasi, bikin questionnaire, bikin apa namanya interview terhadap kind of teachers they teach. Apa sih backgroundnya? What's their typical background? And then training experience and motivation of the teacher. Ini aja sudah mendalam ini. Kalau menjawab ini. How proficiency are they English? Their English. Mana proficiency mereka? What teaching? What kinds of belief do the teachers typically hold? Considering the key issues ini juga. Itu kalau dibikin interview tuh berhari-hari. Dalam. Nah, kalau bisa menjawab ini saja dibikin satu laporan jadi artikel. Itu yang saya sebut dengan mendalam. Jadi temanya, judulnya, ya. Silakan. 25, gimana? Sudah menangkap yang saya maksud?
Sudah, Sir. Insya Allah.
Ya. Ya.
Kayak misal judul saya atau topik saya tentang need analysis of English speaking, tanda kutip syllabus development. Itu nggak apa-apa ya Pak ya?
Apa-apa. Itu bagian ya, sebagian dari, sudah masuk sebagian dari diskusi tentang kurikulum itu.
So Bapak, actually we have to analyze something related about curriculum issue gitu saja pokoknya Pak.
Iya, betul.
Kemarin kan we mentioned mungkin it was too general, jadi kita ingin change our mind, bisa dirubah gitu Pak. Kemarin kan kami kitanya satu persatu. Dari sekarang kan you give us inspiration from this question, jadi mungkin kita we change our mind. Yang penting intinya kita discuss relate to curriculum issue. Entah itu kita analyze from the teacher's need atau mungkin the English proficiency of the teachers atau mungkin the materials development dan lain sebagainya. Pokoknya salah satu gitu Pak ya.
Iya, betul.
Ya, thank you Bapak.
Ya memang itu yang saya harap. Ada lagi? Sudah cukup jelas Bapak Ibu?
Insya Allah jelas Bapak. Thank you.
Share ya ini. Pak Ketua, gimana Pak Ketua? Iya Pak. Sudah bisa diakhiri atau gimana ini?
Nggih sakit Prof.
Oke. Kalau itu ya minggu depan saya jeda materinya Bapak Ibu yang presentasi ya. Yang berubah siapa, perubahannya apa di tema-tema itu ya. Kan sedikit tentang apa ya alasannya kenapa ambil tema itu ya Bapak Ibu. Oke. I think enough for today ya. Thank you very much.
Sir, sorry for interrupting. So our presentation next week will be about the progress of the theme and the progress only.
Yes, theme and the reason. Yeah. Please give me reasons why you change, why you still use that topic, what kind of the reason. So at least when you explain about the reasons, those material can be used as the introduction section. Okay, I think enough, yeah. Thank you. This is fasting days. I know that many of you would like to prepare the bread.
Sure.
Iftarnya udah belum siap kan ini kayaknya ya.
Prepare sir.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.